application logic, other technologies are used on the server side to manage the web pages, web interfaces from the backend. So this is the journey, this is the path that we all have to cover together. So are you ready for it? If you are ready, press the like button, give a thumbs in comment, and see you in the next video. Hi friends, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and ready with full josh to learn web development. In the last few videos, we were discussing about web development, front end development, back end development. We also learned about various technologies. But later on, I realized we are missing the basic fundamental. That is the client server architecture. Being a web developer, we must know what is the basic client server architecture. Client is any machine that is capable of getting information over internet. So if a machine is able to get information or any resource from internet, we call it client. This clients may be your PC, it may be your laptop, it may be your mobile devices. So it can be anything that is capable of getting information over the internet is client. And the other machine is server is basically a machine that is capable of sharing information or sharing resources over internet. So these are high powered computers, these servers, and they are capable of sharing the information or resources. So now the term comes, what is web or what is web? So web is basically World Wide Web. In the short form we call the web. It is World Wide Web. World Wide Web is a system of interconnected resources, that is documents, that files, images, videos or applications, and it is shared, it is interconnected various by various means. So this is World Wide Web, and these information can be accessed by means of various browsers, web browsers. There are web browsers, Firefox, Google, Chrome and all. So I will discuss in the next slide about it. What is web service? This server, what we are seeing here, it is actually capable of providing a service to these clients. That may be a laptop, maybe a mobile, or it may be your PCs or any other device that is capable of getting information from server. So it is providing a service, and there are mainly two common type of service, that is SOAP and REST. SOAP is simple object access protocol. Protocol means it is a set of rules. So there are some set of rules which are structured by means of which the data or messages can be shared across various interconnected devices. So the two common types of web services are SOAP or REST. REST is representational state transfer. REST, as you also may be knowing if you have learnt about this, get, post, put and delete. Don't worry, we will learn it about in the JavaScript when we will devise the functions and all. We will learn about it. So there are JSON. JSON is used in the REST for data exchange. So this server is capable of web services. Now if the server is providing the web service, how the clients can access the data over the web service? That can be done by means of web browsers. As we know, there are various web browsers in the market depending on the basic architecture on which they are. Like in Safari, it is the basic browser of Apple. Apple is providing this software, this application to access web service, and it is working on Mac OS and iOS. These are the operating system on which these browsers are working. Likewise, Firefox is by Mozilla company. It is running on almost all the OS like Mac OS, Windows, Linux, or Android OS. So likewise, there are various browsers, Chrome, Edge, Opera, and there are various other also browsers, new browsers in the market. But these are some popular browsers that I am showing you here. These browsers are used to access the web service from the client side. So if we have this browser installed in our systems, how we can access the information, how we can access the our files. So for that we have to open this browser, and after opening this browser, suppose this is a Google Chrome browser, this will be the dashboard, initial dashboard it will open. Then there is the address bar in the top. You will find it is called the address bar. Address bar is thing like you have your house, so you provide some address to your relatives or to some to your offices where someone can mail you something. So likewise, to get access to the resources or the files or images or videos, anything, any information on the web, we have this address bar where we will be writing the address of that particular server, and from there on we can get the information. So what is this address? It is not like you type anything over here. There is some rules to write over here ki how you have to type this web address. This web address is also known as uniform resource locator, that is URL. It is a location of a specific resource on web, where the web is lying, that resource is lying on web. That address you have to write over there. So you can see it is https colon slash slash www.google.com slash web hp. So whenever you are seeing any page on web browser, you will find this address. Without this address, no resource can be accessed on web browser. So now we will see what are the parts or what are components of this web address. What is the structure of it? So you can see HTTPS. HTTPS is basically the protocol. HTTP or HTTPS. In HTTP we are using the port number 80, and in HTTPS we are using the port number 443. So these are the protocols. These are some standards that we are using. S stand for secure HTTP. The secure version of HTTP is HTTPS. Then we will write the domain name like www.google.com, or here you can see blog.bytego.com. So likewise, you have to write your domain name. Domain name comprises of subdomain name, top domain name, top level domain, and domain name. Thereon, it is also sometimes comprising of that geographical domain also, like google.co.in. So in stands for geographical domain. Thereafter, we were writing the port. This port. Port is basically the port from which the web server is providing the service, web service. So sometimes the port is also need to define for that web server. Then there is the path of that file, where the file is located. Thereafter, this, whenever you see the question mark here, this question mark is the query string with the parameter. It always have a parameter. Whenever there will be a query string, there will be some parameters, some information that we are passing to that page on the web server. Like we are asking here for UTM underscore source to menu. This parameter is being passed to the web page. And at the end, that is nowhere. It is the specific part of that page. It is suppose a specific part at the bottom or anywhere, so that would be defined by means fragments. So parameters and these fragments, these are optional. It is you not find like every time these are being used, but that protocol, domain name, or the port, if it is there, so that has to be written in the web browser in that address bar to access the web service. So I thought this is very important to build your fundamentals, to know about it. So that's why I came up with this video wherein we are understanding this basic client and server, how this web service is working. In the next video, we would be learning about the HTML part. We will be starting with the HTML. Till then, thank you. Bye bye. Care. पिछले वीडियो में हमने देखा कि वेब डेवलपमेंट होता क्या है, कितने तरीके के वेब डेवलपमेंट होते हैं। मुझे विश्वास है आपको फ्रंट एंड और बैक एंड डेवलपमेंट जानने के बाद ये जिज्ञासा जरूर हुई होगी कि क्या हम बैक एंड डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं बिना फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट सीखे हुए। तो इसका जवाब है हाँ, आप बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं बैक एंड डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट। पर मेरा सुझाव यही रहेगा कि अगर आप फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट पहले सीख लेते हैं तो आपको वेब डेवलपमेंट की और विस्तृत जानकारी लेने में काफ़ी सहायता मिलेगी। तो आज की वीडियो में हम देखेंगे फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट क्या होता है, उसमें क्या टेक्नोलॉजी होती है, कैसे उसको यूज़ करते हैं। तो बेसिकली फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट वो चीज़ होती है जो एक यूज़र को, जो एक वेब पेज खोल रहा है, वेबसाइट खोल रहा है, उस यूज़र को डायरेक्टली जो दिख रहा है, दैट इज़ द फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट। ब्राउजर में जो उसका डिजाइन रहा है, लेआउट दिख रहा है, बटन्स है, नेविगेशन है। आई नो ये बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स है, ये हम आगे जानेंगे इसके बारे में, तो आपको और ज़्यादा इसके बारे में क्लैरिटी आएगी। तो कौन कौन सी ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी है जिसका प्रयोग करके हम फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट करते हैं। तो बेसिकली हम तीन टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज़ करते हैं, मिनिमम तीन टेक्नोलॉजी तो इसमें होती ही है। जैसे हाइपर टेक्स्ट मार्कअप लैंग्वेज, दैट इज HTML। HTML मतलब उस बाहर का स्ट्रक्चर, जो भी वेब पेज है उसका स्ट्रक्चर बाहर का कैसा, उसके अंदर कंटेंट है, कैसी हेडिंग है, पैराग्राफ है, इसमें इमेज लगाना है या कोई दूसरे पेज को लिंक देना है, तो ये सारा काम HTML के माध्यम से करते हैं। HTML में टैग्स होते हैं, एक क्लोजिंग टैग होता है, एक ओपनिंग टैग होता है। इसके बारे में हम अगली वीडियो में शुरुआत से अच्छे से पढ़ेंगे। दूसरा होता है कैस्केडिंग स्टाइल शीट। कैस्केडिंग स्टाइल शीट मतलब CSS, इसका मतलब जो भी दिख रहा है, जो भी उसकी सुंदरता है उस पेज की, जो उसके लेआउट का डिजाइन है पेज का, उसका कलर का, फॉन्ट का, उसका स्पेसिंग देना है कि किस जगह पोजीशन करना है पेज में, ये सारा काम हम CSS के माध्यम से कर लेते हैं। तो इसके लिए आपको CSS सीखना पड़ेगा। अगली टेक्नोलॉजी जो होती है उसको हम जावा स्क्रिप्ट बोलते हैं, JS भी बोलते हैं, इसका फाइल एक्सटेंशन .js भी होता है। इससे अपने वेब पेज जो कि एक स्टेट है उसको थोड़ा डायनेमिक फीचर मिलते हैं। जैसे हम लोग स्लाइडर होता है या कोई फॉर्म क्लिक करते हैं या कोई एनिमेशन होता है, तो ये सारी चीज़ें जो भी होते हैं, जो भी इसमें लॉजिक अप्लाई करते हैं हम लोग, वो जावा स्क्रिप्ट के माध्यम से बखूबी करते हैं। इसके अलावा हमारे पास कई सारे टूल और लाइब्रेरीज होती हैं जिसका हम प्रयोग करते हैं। जैसे कि फ्रेमवर्क्स होते हैं, प्री बिल्ड्स होते हैं, और उसमें हम कॉम्प्लेक्स यूजर इंटरफेस बना सकते हैं। जैसे रिएक्ट हो गया, एंगुलर हो गया, Vue.js हो गया, इनके माध्यम से हम लोग अलग अलग पेज में और ज़्यादा फंक्शनल कर सकते हैं। यहाँ पे कुछ CSS के प्री प्रोसेसर्स होते हैं, उन टेक्नोलॉजी का भी यूज सकते हैं जिसमें एफिशिएंट स्टाइलिंग होती है। CSS से अच्छी और स्टाइलिंग होती है, ये तरीके की स्क्रिप्टिंग होती है। जो वेब पेज प्रोसेस हो रहा है उससे पहले की स्क्रिप्ट होकर फिर उसका स्टाइल होता है, जैसे कि SAS या LE। कई सारे बिल्ड टूल्स होते हैं जो डेवलपमेंट के अंतर्गत आते हैं, जैसे वेब पैक हो गया, बैबल हो गया, पाल हो गया। ये करते हैं अपने कोड को ऑप्टिमाइज करते हैं और अच्छे बनाते हैं और कंप्लीट करते हैं कोड को। और वर्जन और सिस्टम्स भी हैं जैसे, तो क्या करते हैं अपने वेब में चेंजेस हो गए उसको मैच करता है, ट्रैक करता है। सो हमारा फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट का मकसद क्या है? अपना फ्रंट डेवलपमेंट मकसद है कि हमें यूज़र को हम अपना पेज पैक करें ब्राउजर पे, वो बहुत ही यूज़र फ्रेंडली होना चाहिए, उसको बिल्कुल आसानी होनी चाहिए समझने, और वो रेस्पॉन्सिव होना चाहिए। रेस्पॉन्सिव ये होता है कि चाहे आजकल हम लोग वैरायटी ऑफ डिवाइसेस यूज़ करते हैं, डिस्प्ले साइजेस अलग अलग होता है, कोई मोबाइल होता है, कोई टैब होता है, थोड़ा थोड़ा लैपटॉप होता है या टीवी होता है। तो ये सब अलग अलग डिस्प्ले साइज के लिए हम अलग अलग वेब को डिज़ाइन करें, तो इसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिव डिज़ाइन होता है। रिस्पॉन्सिव डिज़ाइन को हमें ध्यान रखते हुए फ्रंट डेवलपमेंट फोकस करना है। तो हम देखें कि हमारा इस श्रृंखला में हमारा रोड मैप रहने वाला है फ्रंट डेवलपमेंट में। तो तो अपना रोड मैप हम स्टार्ट जो है अपनी जर्नी करेंगे HTML से, उसके बाद हम CSS की तरफ बढ़े और फिर आगे और फिर आगे बढ़ते बूटस्ट्रैप या दूसरी टेक्नोलॉजी में सीखेंगे। तो मेरा सबसे आग्रह यही रहेगा कि आप HTML से शुरुआत कीजिए। एक बार आपको HTML की क्लैरिटी आई तो आपको आगे फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट सीखने में बहुत ही आसानी होगी। इसका उदाहरण के रूप में समझ सकते, जैसे हम कोई घर बनाते हैं तो घर में हम सबसे पहले उसका फाउंडेशन बनाते हैं, उसकी दीवारें बनाते हैं, उसके कॉलम बनाते हैं, उसके बाद कमरे बनाते हैं, उसमें पार्टीशन करते हैं। सो दिस इज नथिंग, कुछ नहीं, ये एक HTML तरीके जैसे कोई पेज बनाते हैं तो उस पेज हम लेआउट बनाते हैं, स्ट्रक्चर कहाँ पे हेडिंग होगी, कहाँ पे पैराग्राफ होगा, कहाँ पे इमेज लगानी है, कहाँ पे अपना वीडियो दिखाना है। तो ये जो बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर बनाएंगे किसी पेज का वो हम HTML के माध्यम से बनाएंगे। फिर उसके आगे बढ़ते हुए जो हमारा घर का बेसिक ढांचा तैयार हो जाता है तब हम उसमें रंगाई करते हैं, उसको और अच्छा के लिए हम अलग अलग उसमें डेकोरेशन करते हैं, कहीं इमेज की छोटा करते हैं, कहीं बड़ा करते हैं, कहीं हम हेडिंग को वीडियो को कंट्रोल करते हैं। तो वो सारी चीज़ें जो है वो हम CSS के माध्यम से करते हैं। जो भी अपीयरेंस या कलर से रिलेटेड चीज़ें हैं पूरा हम CSS के माध्यम से करते हैं। उसके बाद आता है जावास्क्रिप्ट जैसे घर का उदाहरण दिया मैंने कि अगर हम स्विच ऑन करते हैं फैन को या अपनी लाइट को तो कमरे में बल्ब से रोशनी आ जाती है, बंद करते हैं रोशनी चलती, तो ये स्विच ऑन करने से बल्ब जलता है। इस तरीके की तकनीक का जो यूज़ करके पेज को तो उसको हम जावास्क्रिप्ट माध्यम से करते हैं। अगर आगे चलते बूटस्ट्रैप भी है टेक्नोलॉजी, जो बूटस्ट्रैप हमें सीखना जरूरी है क्योंकि इसे रेस्पॉन्सिव डिजाइन और प्री लाइब्रेरीज हैं जिसमें CSS भी बिल्ट और जावास्क्रिप्ट बिल्ट है, उसका प्रयोग करके हम अपने पेज को और भी ज़्यादा अच्छा और सुंदर बना सकते हैं। उसके आगे रिएक्ट भी है, सैस है जिसके बारे में आप अभी बताया, जो फ्रेमवर्क्स हैं और एंगुलर जेएस है। ये फ्रेमवर्क सीखने के लिए आपको वक्त लगेगा, आपको और मेहनत पड़ेगी, बट पहले बेसिक डेवलपमेंट में आपको कम से कम HTML, जावा, CSS इन तीनों पे विशेष रूप से ध्यान देना पड़ेगा। आगे वीडियो में मिलते हैं, हम लोग HTML से बात करेंगे इस वेल्ट की श्रृंखला में। तब तक के लिए धन्यवाद। Element, I element you can see here in italics. The text would be displayed in the italics form, like here you can see. So that can be done with the help of I tag. Simply, that means if it is inside the text, you can do this in tag. It will also the text to italic. Right? Are you get point? Here you can see if you are using the EM tag, the text will be inside. Then small element. So it is basically reducing font size of the text. Wherever default text size of the paragraph is there, it will show the text in a smaller than the text. Right? So if you see here as an example, when you are using the small tag, this is small text is displayed as a reduced font size. So you can use always the small tag when you want that the text displayed in smaller compared to the whole paragraph. Then there is HTML margin actually, but you highlight the text within that tag. So in this case, the milk that is there, it will be highlighted. Are you getting my point? So when the milk be in the mark tag, it would highlight there. You can see here the milk is highlighted. And del element will actually delete like strike off in blue. It will strike the blue and red is there. Blue will be strike off because it is being used in the del tag. So like notebooks also when we want to something, so we use that line. So that line will be dead across the red here. You can see the example like blue is being strike. IS tag. IS means insert tag. Insert tag. It will show like something is dated and that is inserted will be underlined. It will be always underlined when insert tag is being used. I hope you are getting point, and I would just you try to do the change in the paragraph. Try to use this tag. Here you can see the red is being underlined. It is clearly showing that blue is deleted and the red is inserted. So when you want the user that changes should be shown to it, so you can use these elements to show the user that these elements are done. So this is another sub element means subscript. So it will be shown below the normal line for us as to all. To is subscript. So whenever you want to write this kind of text, it will be below the normal line. You can always use the sub. It is not even text also be written the sub element. Likewise, the superscript means beyond a normal half a character above. So whatever the superscript is written here, you can just have a look at it. In this case, it will be shown above the normal line. You can see here the superscript text will be shown at a half a character above the normal line. So these are the various types of text formatting elements. So you can just have a note of this text along with the description. It would be useful for you whenever you will be going for an interview or anywhere. So it will be easier for you to remember the texts. Now, the next thing we are moving on HTML is quotation and citation elements. So there are various times whenever we make some blog or somewhere there we want to refer some quote from site and then as blog quote. The blog quote will show quote as a block. Like this whole text will be shown as a block with some spacing from the original paragraph, right? So you can write here block quote and cite equal to this website address from where it is cited, from where it is extracted. So you can show it there, this blog site, right? So here is a quote from the website and this whole quote it will be shown the spacing from the original paragraph. You can see here some spacing between the and or. So this whole block and then normal paragraph there is spacing. So you can always use block whenever you are referring some reference from any website or website. Likewise, for short cases, you can also use this Q tag. This Q tag will display with the quotes. You can see the quotes we have not written, but the text would be in quotes. So whenever you want to show the text, display the text in quote form, you can always use the Q tag. Here, this is abbreviations. Whenever you want to write abbreviations, you can use tag. It will be easier for the user to understand the abbreviation. Whenever the cursor will move on that short form or on that acronym, the full form of this will be shown. So whenever the user is with the mouse over it, the word health or vision is being shown here. Likewise, you can make easier for the user to get description of the abbreviation or acronym. Address tag. This address tag is used to display the contact information of the web page author or owner. But when you want to show the address, it can always be shown with the help of the address tag, and it is always in browser in italic form and with a line break from the original paragraph. Right? So you can see here there is a line break and all the address is being shown in frequency is in italic form.
whenever you want to show your address, you can use it. HTML site is being used for some creator like book or poem, or you have made any painting. So in newspaper also you have seen the site element that it will be in italic. So like you can see here, whenever our like the screen, this image is being made by Albert Munch, and the title is the screen to the title of any work of art. It will be always shown as a italic. It will be done by tag. Now video, it means bidirectional override. What it will do, it will override the current direction. Like currently whatever we are writing, we are writing from left to right. But you want that display should from right to left, so the direction would be changed and the text would be displayed from right to left. So this text, whenever we use the video tag, you can see it is shown this E first, then F, then E, then L. This whole it will start display from here onwards. So this video can be done. Now this is exercise for you. Do also elements of the following is not a protein element. In fact, not HTML at all. इसमें से कौन सा है जो HTML element नहीं है? So this quote is not an HTML element. You have to also your comment section and have to practice these tests. And only you will get a good handle on this. Now, there are many times we want that something written for the developer and it is not shown to the user, not displayed on the browser. So that is the case. We are using the comments. Also, in every programming language, there is comment section. So in this comment tag, whatever you are writing, you can add always comment by hello. This locate and exclamation mark dash and your comments here dash close bracket. So this exclamation point is the it will be in the start tag, but it is not end tag. So comments are not displayed by the browser. They keep it with your HTML source. Whenever you want, it's a net difference. Suppose you're working in a company and have make a page. So if you will define these comments that this is the that section of the web, this is the that content of us. So whenever you are giving dog and some new developer or some new person is seeing your code, he will be able to make it as clear that what this part of code is doing. So you can also place notification or reminders in your HTML code with the help of this. Like here, this is a comment. Again, line would not be shown. This line will be shown, and then this line also not be shown. Whenever we want to comment something, when we want to write some formation code that is not to be displayed in browser, we are using this comment section. So comment is basically used to hide the content. So if you want to hide content temporarily, for that also it will be useful. So everything that is between the angle bracket, exclamation mark, and dash and angle bracket, it will be hidden. It will not be shown in the browser. I hope and comment are very useful for debugging HTML. Suppose we have written a page, code of 2 pages, but you know where the arrow in modules you can comment that code and pattern. So you can try errors. So when we were searching errors or debugging of code, we are using comments. It is very useful. Hide inline content. So inside any hashtag, you can also hide some content you want to hide it. So this gray text it will not be displayed in the browser here, right? I hope you are getting my point. Hide inline content. It comment can be used for now is a question for you. What is the correct syntax for a comment HTML? You have to answer this question comment section. Like you be studying our HTML class various posts and various column names. Yeah, bye bye. Take care.
Hi friends, how are you all? I hope you are doing great. And so in last lecture we discussed about HTML animation part, a basic overview I gave you. So in this lecture we would be getting deeper inside the HTML. So I hope you enjoyed the last session. So let's start. As I already told you, in HTML still stands for hypertext markup language. It is a standard line that is followed nowadays for creating any web page. It is having elements, tags. So elements can have a heading, paragraph, or there can be any link. So what it's basically doing, whatever you are writing in HTML as a code, your browser is actually the application. It is interpreting it. It is interpreting your code and displaying the content accordingly. So if you have written something in the heading part, so it will be displayed on the page heading, right? So I also have shown you the simple HTML document structure where you written this code that you see on the screen. That code HTML had title and then title closing tag head body. So always remember whatever you have written in the title would shown as tab. It is the name of tab, right? So here the page title would be shown as the name of tab, right? So one is heading. I told you H2, H3, H5. These are actually the headings font sizes. H1 is the gigantic font size. P and paragraph, whenever you have to write a paragraph sentence or something, then that can be in the P tag, right? So whatever you are writing the body element in the body element writing, that will be shown inside the browser, right? And document type HTML is basically declaration of HTML5 documents. Whenever you find document type HTML declared, it's for HTML5 version. In last lecture, I had put HTML version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5 version. So these currently we are in the HTML5 version, right? So HTML element, whatever the code you are writing in HTML, it has always to be in HTML tag. Starting HTML tag, the angular brackets and closing the forward slash and this closing angular bracket. Every code is to be written inside this. Whatever HTML code you have to write inside, right? That you have to ensure that the title displaying the title of the HTML page. We would display paragraph again same. So what is HTML element? HTML element is just different as a start tag, some content and tag. So most of the HTML element you would find a tag name and a closing tag. In P there would be a closing P tag. In H1 there would be a closing H1 tag. Like why you can see here for heading there are H1 tag and closing H1 tag. So this is a basic syntax for tag and HTML element. I hope you are it, but I am trying to convey to you. So this break element, it doesn't have any closing tag, right? So there would be in break whenever you have to do a line break. So it is empty there, no element is content is there and no tag is there. You have to simply break and the content would be in the next line. So you got this. Let's move ahead. So what is the purpose of a browser? The browser is actually displaying whatever you have written as code that would be displayed in the browser or like a content. In the last my first thing is H1. So now right look what I have written and how to be displayed. My first paragraph, it is inside the P tag, bracket P, closing bracket T, P. So whatever you have in the P would be as a paragraph, right? So that you need to understand. Whenever you look at browser, you must try to correlate with the kind of HTML tag have that been. Right? If you visualize that, you can very well get to know that here it is HTML head. Head is basically what is not displayed in the body. Above it, the title you see, it is the head. Index.html. Index.html you are seeing it is in the alt tag. And actually this is a head. P is paragraph and another paragraph. It doesn't matter what number of paragraph writing. You already always have to use P tag and then enclose body and HTML. Every code has to be HTML. So whatever you are writing that is displayed in the browser, it must be inside the HTML tag. The content inside the body section be displayed in the browser. So in the browser, the what you are writing in the body, it would be displayed, right? So that you have to understand. Already told about the C, like what are what one the HTML 5 or 5.1 is there in the latest 5.2. It is from 2017. So there are improvements in technology and likewise there are various releases. So in this tutorial we would be using the HTML5 standard. So there are some tags that are removed and some other facilities or other tags are added. Likewise, HTML versions they are improved, right? So now let's move to the later part. I have already told you what are the types of filters that you can use for writing the HTML code. So writing the HTML code can be just when you have that Windows PC, you can have that notepad installed. You can use it as notepad or text edit is there in Mac. So any editor, any format you can use. And I think and I recommend you try to learn HTML using a basic editor that is notepad or text edit because it would become easier for you to practice and learn and remember it. Because as you know, practice makes someone perfect. So when you try to write again and again, your version and your understanding and comprehension of this HTML will get improved, right? So it is not you all not to open Notepad, you go to application search and type Notepad, open it. When you open a Notepad or text, you just try to write in a simple text, write this code in your HTML. HTML try to write in the Notepad. When you write Notepad, it will display as a text because text editor, so it will be a text. You have to save this file with the .html or .html whatsoever. You can also write HTML or HTML. Anything you can write. So if you are writing HTML, so it would be a web file. So when you right click and save it, you can save it like this. As you can see on the screen, it can HTML or HTML, right? Both any extension you can use. There is no difference. So basically, most of the time we are using .html, right? Try that. You see the HTML, save .html in our screen, and when you right click open it browser, it would be displayed like this, right? The code that I've done, it displayed like this. My first tag is the H1 tag, and my paragraph is the P tag. This is index.html. It is the title tag, right? So you need to understand. So try it yourself, try to and see whether you are able to do it or not. Because it's very important. Until practice is not going to help you anything. So you must try to learn this. Let us move ahead to HTML headings. You can find the H1 to extract a variety of tags are H1. For headings, you can use H1, H2, H3, H5, H6. These are according to the font size. H1 being a larger, gigantic font size, and H6 is the smallest heading size that you can use in the HTML. So you can try to write like this H1, H6, H2, H3, H4. Try to see the difference. What is the difference? So whatever you have written in your notepad just now, and you try to amend your code, try to H1 instead of H1, try to write H6. You can see the difference. What is the difference in the font size? You can see there. In the paragraphs, I have that tag is used. So when you are trying to link any document or any page, you can do that by using the A tag. So links can be done by the A tag. In A, href means reference. So you have to write a website name you want to link on that page. So this is a link. When you will click, this is a link. It will redirect you to that page. So attribute is to use with the A tag when you have to link any HTML page. Likewise, images can be linked with the image tag. So you have to use image and it's not have closing tag. Image, the whole syntax is written inside itself. It does not have that closing tag, this angle bracket and forward slash ing, it doesn't have. So whatever you have to write, you have to write the image tag itself, like src means source. So the source of that image, it is that bluetooth.jpg is the source of the image. ALT means alternate text. If suppose that image is not there, so what text can be displayed to the user? So that is the alt tab. And width and height is accordingly you can set of the image. If you want to increase the height, you do it accordingly, right? So how to view the HTML source? Just you can control plus U, or you can right click on any page and view page source. When you view the page source, you can find the code on which this page is written. You can also inspect an HTML element. So that can be done with the right click on any element and inspect. When you inspect, you can see both HTML and CSS. So HTML and CSS both will be shown. HTML will be shown in the elements and styles panel, right? So that's it today. In the next lecture, we will move ahead with elements and attributes and further we will get deeper into this section. Until then, bye bye, take care. Hi everyone, I'm so delighted to see you all and extend my warm wishes for your great learnings ahead. Today, we'll embark on the journey towards our goal of being a front-end developer get together setting. So, ready for it? Let's start. In today's lecture, we will see about HTML. As of the books, in the traditional books, we have pages, and you have to refer each page individually for information. If you have to get any information, you have to refer each individually. But in hyperlink document pages, hyperlink means the content of one page is linked to other page in a book. So in that way, these pages are linked nowadays. So it makes our reference easier. We refer to any page at any time. In the markup language and the web, we will be seeing HTML. HTML is a standard generalized markup language. It is a system or set of markup languages that is being used anti-natives and that the ends were tagged. A portion of the page is tagged another portion on another page. So these type of tagging and organizing the data was done in a document. So what we see today, HTML and XML and all, these are just extensions or just a development of from HTML. So any markup language that is defined in HTML, we call it HTML application, like HTML application, HTML application. So these are very descriptive. They are not procedural markup. And documents, they are type concept. That you can also find your own tags. You can also make a tag, and they are all the standard, but they are not registered. So you can also customize according to your needs. In the case of HTML, this hypertext markup language HTML we are going to see in this lecture, and they are also it is the latest form that has been derived from the HTML. It is based on HTML. It is easier to learn support. Nowadays, your text can be marked up with the help of SGM. There are heads, title, bar, bullet, and all. So you can also position images, video tables with the help of HTML. HTML basically is doing the display aspect of the page, how the page should display to the user. That's the HTML. And the actual extensive markup page, it is actually a better capability. It is showing the content of data. It is not much concerned about the display, how the data is to be displayed. Rather, it is focusing on the content, what content is to display. That is part of HTML. As you can see here, HTML was designed to describe the data. The data is described and is basically focusing on the content of the data. What data is present in that document. So that data, its content is described with the help of HTML. And as well, the display, how the data is to display to the user. It is basically on looks, on appearance that we are using HTML. Hypertext language is a language for specifying the content of web pages. So various web pages are hypertext interlinked and that can also contain various multimedia only text. They can have images, videos. So from page to another page, when you jump it, you can refer. So it makes our life easier. Suppose reading something, one can jump to other page, you want to refer some other information on other page. So you can easily do it just clicking the link. So markup is just augmenting the capability of the text with the help of tags and it identifies the structure and the content type. So HTML is the current design evolving standard. So how it evolved across the history we will see. HTML1 was basic and there was a limited integration of multimedia, there is images and videos. There were very limitations and it was very basic. It was by Berners-Lee in 1989. And the next version came up, HTML 2.0, and it was with IEF. I stand for Internet Engineering Task Force in 1994. It gives entire standardized features. IET is the agency that works on standards of protocol of TCP/IP. IP and TCP protocols are standardized by IEF. Then when we move forward, HTML 3.2 came out and in W3C consortium worldwide that in 1996 and it attempted to into single standard. It tried to standardize the HTML but it did not address the newer technologies like Java or streaming video. The streaming video feature was not available at the other end. Thereafter, in 1997, HTML 4.0 it attempts to map the future direction for HTML, not just React to matters. So thereon improvement came. Now we are using HTML 5.0. So in hyperlink structure, various contents are linked. So the link can be the linear structure. In linear structure, after the document is linked to the part, header is linked to header. Footer is linked to footer. The bottom is linked to bottom of the page. It is a linear structure of hyperlinking. In the hierarchical structure, any document can be linked to in a tree-like structure. This is a tree-like structure. You can see there is a top level, mid level, and bottom level. So this type of interlinking of documents, interlink of functions, hyperlink structure. Programming in HTML. So how we are doing the programming in HTML, how we are doing our HTML pages, that a basic structure of page defined by it, a basic layout, the content of a page, what are displaying the user in the browser is by means of a language that is HTML. So whatever you see in a browser, when you open a web browser, Firefox, Chrome, or Safari, whatever you are displaying in a web browser, it is by means of these HTML components, that is text elements, HTML text format is there, HTML links, frames, tables, list forms, images of background. We will see one by one in the next video about it detail. But for now, you can just remember that these are the various components of HTML that we have mastered. Now there is advanced features, HTML layout, fonts, styles, head, meta, URL, scripts, web server. So these are advanced features that came up right after the HTML 4.0, 5.0. So these came into light. HTML tags and these are tags. You can see the angle bracket, opening angle bracket, HTML and closing bracket by H1, H6, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So these are according to the various font sizes. H1 be the largest gigantic size, and S6 is the smallest size of heading. P means paragraph. When you are going to write paragraph in HTML, you will define the P tag. BR for break. Whenever you want to break a line, you will be using break. HR and exclamation sum. So these are various tags that would be seen. So programming, how we learn the programming in HTML. So for programming in HTML, we need two HTML tools. The first being our text editor, normal text editor, then your notepad or notepad or any text editor. So in that you have to write the code, you have to program in HTML, you have to write all syntax, and thereafter the other tool that is being used is the browser, Firefox, Chrome, I think that is capable of displaying that HTML page. So that we will see in the practical. This is the thing that I want to tell you all. So in this you can see, after making an editor, text file editor, we have to save it with the extension HTML. If suppose you are making a file index, so the format of file must be index.html. So if you will save it like that, so if the browser will interpret it and display to the user. So I don't have that notepad, but initially I would recommend to go with the notepad and text that your comprehension and practice it becomes more exhaustive, more it. Otherwise, if you see the advanced editors like VS Code, Visual Studio Code, it would be easy for you, but your practice would not be at that level because it auto completes many of the tabs. So for practice, initially I would recommend to go with the notepad. So in it would be easier for you to understand, to make a habit of how the tags are used. So this is a simple file that I would be showing you here. You can just open a text editor notepad on your window, and there you write this document type HTML. This is the opening tag, and HTML. HTML is a meta. It is just everything they are writing in the page is being enclosed in the HTML tag. This is the HTML opening tag, and the other one is HTML closing tag. You can see this is a closing tag. The tag is always the angle bracket and forward slash followed by the element name and closing angle bracket. So this is the root of an HTML document. Everything would be writing whatever it display to user. So based on HTML code, you can say this has not the meta of that HTML element. In that you see various things like title, name, where you will be use it. They are writing that of page. Whatever you are on the page, this is where open up the code over there. It is HTML page. Whatever you play on the browser on the page that is coming on the body. There is H1 using H1 tag. So I have the tags with the tag don't tag is use P then and bracket using bracket opening bracket slash and after closing angle. This is going to be the basic syntax of an HTML. Now this file you have to save it HTML. Always save it as file. So when you save it, look something when hello HTML will open on the web page. Put like this. When you have written in the bar, print the top or bar in 1000, and this is our first heading. My first paragraph. This is the first written, and H1 what I have written would be should see the fonts how there is. My first heading is H1 tag. Whatever we written H1 tag, there is the key tag. See the fonts in H1 the font is gigantic. So this normal file that I should the further lecture would be knowing more about the HTML and getting deeper. I hope that is well then. Bye bye. You don't learn to walk by following rules. You learn by doing and by falling over. I welcome you all with these beautiful lines from Richard Branson, and I hope you enjoyed the last lecture a lot and are ready for the next lecture, HTML series of web development. In today's lecture, we will see about HTML headings. I told you in the last lecture also that there are 6 categories which you can display the headings in a web page by means of H1, H2, H3, H4, H5 tags. So these are tags that have various sizes. H1 is the biggest of all. So if you have defined a heading that is of a considerable large size, you would using the H1 tag and S being smallest of them. So now we will see how it is. So it is like this. When you will write this code in your notepad and you will save it as a .html, so you will see result here. H1 tag is heading and it is heading number 1, right? So are you getting it? In this H1, you will find the size of this is large comparatively to S6, H5, S2. These are of various sizes. So if you have to use heading in your HTML content, likewise you have to define the headings. So browser automatically adds a white space before and after a heading. So you also need to remember it is a very small thing, but if you are groomed as a good developer, you will remember all that whenever we are using H1 or H2 or S3 any heading tags, so another line will be added by its own by the browser. It automatically adds a line. It's not like that heading one will just stop there and thereafter itself the heading will start. It will always start in the next line, right? Headings are important. Why is it important? Because whatever you are trying to display in your web page, there would be heading, there will be paragraph, images and all, anything can be there. But headings will show you what is the document structure, right? What's about H1 means it is will be used for main headings, and if the lesser important heading is required, you can use H2, S3, H4. Likewise, HTML headings are used only for headings and it should not be used for making the text big or bold. Suppose you want to type something, some text to make it big or bold, so you will not use H1 or heading tags until and unless it's a kind of headings, because whatever is meant in HTML, you have to use it for that purpose only. Although if you will use it will work, but being a good developer, always make it a practice that what is meant for that only you have to use it. Bigger headings, if you want to use bigger headings, you can use the style attribute. For the style attributes, we will be studying about style attributes in next sections. Here we will write this style equal to font size 60 pixels. So this attribute would be used by you rather than using that H1 this style attribute if you apply, so it will make your headings in bigger fonts, right? I think my point. I hope you are getting it. Now we will see about the next thing. Now we learn about HTML paragraphs. So in a content where we are writing in a page, there is heading and so paragraphs. So a paragraph will always start on line. It is not like if you are using heading and in the same line you are writing the paragraph. So it will not start with the heading. The paragraph will always start on a new line and is a block of text. It is a block of text. The paragraph browser will automatically add some white space before and after end of a paragraph, like in headings. So that will be done by the browser itself. In this is a paragraph, this is a paragraph, this is a paragraph. If you are writing the code like this, you can see a white space, a line is being added, and if you try to remove it, right, you remove this p tag, then you will find that will be removed by itself. Now you can see the paragraph. This has been a complete paragraph. This from here to here. It is a complete paragraph now, right? This is a complete paragraph. Now you can see. Now we will see display, HTML display. Whatever you are writing in paragraph or head, HTML is not capable of displaying according to the display size. Like suppose using small screen, wide screen, or big screen or big displays. So resize windows will create different results. HTML cannot change the display on its own. For that, we will see in the videos about Bootstrap where the responsive design would be there. So the browser automatically removes extra space and lines when the page is displayed. So you can see here this paragraph is written. So it will not be like in the here in the code you see that this paragraph contains a lot of lines in the source code. This everything another line coding. But whenever it will be displayed, it will display as a single paragraph. Right? There will not be any extra here. Let us see it. Here, see the whole thing from here to there. It will be shown as a complete this thing here, because this whole sentence, whole paragraph is a one part. It is the lines which we have added in the coding. In the next line we have written, it is not coming in the next line. So all graph will be shown as a single paragraph. It will not in the next lines. This thing you have to remember, it is not necessary in coding. If you are writing the code in the next line, so the text will also be displayed like this, right? So whenever you are in the p tag, the p tag will be displaying it all text as a paragraph, irrespective of in which line you have written. So browser will remove this extra line. So if you want to break some content in a page, suppose there is some break or some section is required, then for that horizontal rule tag is used, HR tag. This HR tag will separate content in HTML page. Like in this you can see here we are using this tag. So what this tag is doing is drawing a line here. You can see this line, this horizontal ruled line is there. So it is dividing the contents into various sections. So that this can be used when you are trying to display the page in separate contents or different sections. So this horizontal rule tag can be used and it does not have any content or end tag. It is only an starting tag. Likewise, break also we have discussed earlier. Whenever you want to break to line without starting and paragraph, so you will using the break tag. Here you can see if we write p paragraph tag and we will not use break, so it will not break into a next new line. But here we are using the break tag, so after the break tag a new line will be coming in the results. You can see a paragraph is being displayed in the next line with breaks. I hope you understand what I am trying to convey here. So now problem comes. Suppose you are writing a poem. So when you are writing a poem, we know these poems are in stanzas. It is very short lines and it is usually in the short sentences in the next line. So if we are going to use the tag in it will displaying all as a paragraph. You can see here. If we will write a poem, it will make no sense. It will be showing as a paragraph. So when we have write poems or very frequently we have to make short sentences and you have to use lines. So the solution would be using the pre-element. Pre-element means pre-formatted text. If you are using this pre-tag instead of paragraph tag, so whatever the text and style you are writing the code, the same will be displayed in the result. It will have a fixed width font and usually the font style would be clear. So it preserves both the line breaks and spaces. Whatever space or the line break you are providing in the coding, the same will be displayed in the browser result. The browser with itself automatically will not change the styling because it will take it as a pre-formatted text that you have formatted the text, right? Now we will discuss about HTML style attribute. I told you about attribute. So what attribute? Attribute is actually whenever we are trying to add some additional information to any tag, any HTML element, we are using an attribute. Style is an attribute. I also discussed the previous classes. The style, whenever you are trying to add appearance, change in appearance or font or more, so that can be done by style attribute. Like here, you can see text is red, text is blue, text is big. This can be done with the style attribute. So when how we get the style attribute, so it can be easy done. You have to just add this line equal to style is equal to color and then define color red. So it will display the paragraph as a in red color, right? If you want to increase the font size, so style is equal to font size call 50 and closing braces, closing quotes. So if you will write like this, so it will show I am big this font size. So any change in the font or font size or any kind of style you want to change HTML, that can be done with the help of attribute. Style attribute can be used with the starting tag, the tag name, whatever h1 tag or p tag or any tag, and it's followed by style is equal to that property. Property means CSS property, like it is font or it is color or any property that is, and it is its value, right? So if the property is color and here the value is black or blue, so the text will be displayed as black or blue. CSS we will be studying after this HTML. So it will make more clear. It is a kind of also known as inline styling. So whenever we are trying to do inline styling, we are doing like this. It is not a very good quality of a developer to use inline styling. You should avoid it. But whenever it is required, you can always use this. Background color, if you want to change the background color of any page of any body, so that can be done with the help of style is equal to background color. This is the property, this is the CSS property, and powder blue is the value of that CSS property. So you see, you can see the color of that page. The page color is powder blue. Likewise, you can change the color. Suppose you write background color is equal to red, so it will turn the whole page into red, right? So these types of changes you can do, you can practice at your end, and it will make you more adept, more skilled. Will with practice your hand-on in this HTML, it will increase. So try to make whatever we are doing here, try to make changes in the page and see the results. Like here, the paragraph style background color is tomato. So the paragraph will be shown of tomato color. You can see this is a paragraph is tomato color. So whenever you are using the style to any tag, HTML tag, it will change the appearance of that tag. That will be the font size, the background color, whatever is there, it will be changing it. Right? You can also change the text color. For text color, you simply write the color is equal to color blue. So it will change the color of this thing. So this thing, this syntax you have to remember. because the syntax is be added on the start tag, and then the style can be done. Font family can be also changed. Vedana or Courier, you can see results in the font family. You can do Arial or carry any font you can use. Like Verdana is used, so it will show like this, and here it will be shown like this. So in the font family, you can also display it. CSS text size, you can increase the text size, font size like 300%. Whatever the font size is of H1 is there, it will increase by 300%. Right? So you can see result. This is a heading. See the result. Para font size also increased because we have increased it by 160%. With the percent, or we can also write pixel. So likewise, it will change the font size. Text alignment can also be done whether to align to center or left or right, justify whatsoever. You can easily by the means of styling. So these are some style attributes, although there are a lot of style attributes. But what we have studied in this video, it is background color or change the background color. If you want to change the text color, use the color tag color and CSS property. If you want to change the font text font family, then fonts or the text alignment. So these are very important things. Now in comments you do this exercise. What is the correct way to add a background color to an HTML document? Now this exercise you type your comments. Don't try to copy it, you just type it. What would be the correct syntax for changing the background color of an HTML document? These are the three options. Write the correct options in the comment section. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. Whatever we have studied in paragraph and tell you how to use it. I hope you enjoyed it, learned a lot. And one thing I want to make it clear, because the function is very necessary for development, because it is these questions might do this will be all asked in your interviews. So for that sake also, you must be having the clarity of what the HTML tools, how you are using tags, and what are these markers. In the next video, I will see you the next HTML tag, and we will see the HTML formatting and other work. Till bye, take care.
Just have to use this style view equal to this property for value this color and value is tomato. So the text would be displaying tomato color. Right? You can also set the border color. So for border, you have to write like this: style is equal to border colon, then thickness of the border, and then followed by whether the line is red, dotted, whatever, and tomato is the. So this is the whole syntax you have to for the border. If you want to define the thickness, that line and as well as the color. So other ways is you will have to apply some other color combination in those 160, or for those 160 also you can simply add the color values. So color values you can specify by using RG value. RG means red, green, blue. These are primary colors. So their ways if you define or you set that element, so the color will be onto it. So some of the colors that we use very frequently we can see here. So here you can see the red, green, blue, the three values. The red is of 255 value. So from value can from 0 to 255. So their value can from 0 to 5. So whatever the values would be, the display of will be according to it. Here it is, this one is showing the red, this one is showing green, and this is the blue part. So these three different colors they are mixing, and they are making other colors. Like in our real world also, these three are colors. By mixing these colors in various shades, different colors can merge. So here if you write RGB, this is a type of RGB values type of writing code in the HTML elements. If we use the hexadecimal from 0 to F, there is different. These FS347, these two values, total values, these are used to write the color values in color property in hex values. Or you can use the HSL. HSL means hue, saturation, and light. So this HSL can be also used. This can also be used to display the color. So we will now see this question: do you remember legal color? One of the following is the legal color. Legal HTML color limits which is already defined in the HTML language. So alpha banana is not tomato is the correct answer. I hope you have made the right guess, right? So now we will see the color details. Here you can see alpha channel means opacity. So we can also show opacity, like how much transparent it will be. So basically there are from 0 to 5. These values will be for you. So can different combinations of mixing 265 256. 5 of green and blue, you can make such a large number of color combination. And if you set to 0, so if everything is set to 0, it will display black. Whenever we have to make the color black, we display RGB 0, and when we have displayed white, we will be in 2555. And you can also set the opacity. Like shade of gray, if you will mix the proper red, green, blue in proper proportion, so it will so you will have the value of gray. So these are which shades of gray, right? So whatever if value will be less, the shade of gray would be more dark. If the value more, the shade would be lighter, because whenever we will when approaching to 5, it will be more white. 255 255 will be white color, right? So RGBA A means alpha channel. If you write the number from 0.00, मतलब full transparent. 1.0 means it is not transparent, it's totally opaque. So you can see the opacity here. One is fully opaque. So this can also be used to, this parameter can also be used to find the opacity in the RGB. If you change alpha, you can see when at 1 it is